So good morning, everyone. So thank you for joining us today for our monthly PAC meeting. So first we will start off with our executive committee report. So my report is that I had the opportunity to take part in the intercession selection committee. So very excited for all of the great intercession sessions that are out there for the students. So if your child has not selected theirs, feel free to read through the list that was sent out by the school earlier this week. And we've also had some very fruitful meetings this past month for different activities and initiatives that the PAC will have going into 2021. And Kathy Williams, I'm not sure if she's on the call yet. Kathy, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on. Maria, good morning, everyone. I have no updates other than that we're moving along with the regional reps. We still need a couple of regions that are open. We had a meeting last week after the last, not last week, but after the last PAC meeting, and we're brainstorming ideas on how we can safely provide some sort of get-together entertainment while trying to figure out, we're just brainstorming ideas as to how we can do it safely in this time period. But other than that, I really don't have any other updates.
Thank you, Kathy. And we will share more information about regional reps as well. Next, we have Alex Williams, our treasurer.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Not a huge update for this meeting. Not much has changed since last meeting, given we haven't had a lot of transactions on the account. So what I'm sharing is an updated version of details I shared last month. On the right side of the screen, you can see current balances as of yesterday. And just a reminder to those parents who may not have been on the call last month, for our bus and transport and senior banquet budgets, income is driven by the services we use. And so corresponding expenses would only come if we have those services. So I just want to make everyone aware of that. And also our reserve balances will be moved into a separate savings account. So that's pending. These are the details for the treasurer report for this month.
Thank you, Alex. Does anyone have any questions for Alex right now? Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to email the infopac@gmail.com.
Thank you, everyone.
And next we have Kyle, who's our secretary. He is not able to attend the meeting today. So for his update, he put together the slides for our meeting today. So thank you to Kyle for that. Next we have Aldwin. Aldwin, are you on the phone? Okay, Aldwin, I think you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm here. I have no update.
Thank you, Aldwin. Okay, next we have Katerina Kazukas, our sophomore representative. Kat, are you on mute? Okay. Let me check if she is on. Okay. She was on earlier, so we will circle back to her when she rejoins the call. And actually, I will share her information right now, just in case. Okay. So sophomore parents, she will be arranging a meeting for all of you, monthly meetings, and they will probably be occurring on the second Fridays at 7:30 p.m. And you also have the choice to attend Saturday or Sunday. And once she has that finalized, she will send that information out to all of you. And if you'd like to send us an email at theimsapac@gmail.com, please feel free to do so if you have any questions or if you want to confirm that we have the correct email address for you. Again, these meetings will be for parents of sophomores. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask at the end of the meeting. And hopefully Kat will be on at that point. Thank you.
You guys, oh, sorry.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, Kat.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry, I have a really lousy connection. So if I fall off, that's the problem. The internet's just not working so well at the hospital. So yeah, like Maria explained, I'm basically going to be running 2 meetings. I'd like to make them regularly and at the same time for those parents that really prefer evenings. I figured the end of the week might be a good time without having to really deal with the rest of your work week or whatever else you're dealing with. And then one on weekends. I've got a variety of topics that I'll be sharing once I clear everything through Maria. And hopefully second semester will give all of us an opportunity who are the parents of sophomores to really become a little bit more familiar and feel a little bit more connected both with each other and with some of the other stuff that's going on at IMSA in spite of the fact that we're all virtual right now. So if there are questions, like she said, go ahead and email. I will be, and then if there are topics that you'd like to actually see addressed, whether they, in a variety of ways, I know that you get information through other channels as well, but if there's something specifically as sophomore that we can do to specifically help you as the class parents, feel free to go ahead and email that address at the time, and then we'll go ahead and set something up the next couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kat. Next, we will hear from our leadership committee. First, we have the academic committee. Our chairs are Moju, Gabriella, and Kathleen. Moju, Gabriella, or Kathleen?
Good morning.
Go ahead. Kathleen's going to walk us through it. Good morning.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah, I think our slides got put in, right? So we continue to have the pleasure to meet with Dr. Akwaji Anderson. We actually just met yesterday afternoon. The best way for us to continue to get input from parents, we do have an email. It's the PAC Academic Committee at gmail.com, or you can use the Facebook page to send us any inputs, comments, concerns, topics you want to see us address, because we do have a standing appointment by Zoom to meet with Dr. Akwaji Anderson. There will be an upcoming talk on test anxiety. That's for both parents and students. You should have gotten an email on that. There's a link to sign up. And that's next Thursday at 5 o'clock from 5 to 6 by Zoom. There was a question on the definition of excused and unexcused absences that was actually already a content in the student parent handbook. And Ms. Katie Berger was able to go over that with us through a PAC meeting that we had last Monday. So that is covered in some detail in pages 14 through 18 in the parent student handbook. We also were reminded that there's applications for peer tutors for spring. Juniors and seniors are able to apply. So that's been covered quite well among the students, but that's just a reminder. Next slide. There's also a CAC webinar for junior and junior parents on college admissions coming up next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Sorry, next Tuesday, the 8th at 5 o'clock. And again, everyone, these are all just reminders on things that students have already received, and junior parents should also have gotten this information. Very exciting intersession catalog has come out. 89 offerings and 300 minutes that the students are intending to cover over a 3-day period. They're already able to put in their choice of selections, and that does close on Monday. So Dr. Akwaji Anderson let us know that 500 and I think it was 580 something students had already registered their selections, but they still have time. And after they have put in their selections, then the permutations on that will come out more specifically when and how that's going to happen. But the idea was that first they put in their selections, and then the delineations of the timing from January 12th, 13th, and 14th would come out after they do their selections. And then this is also just a reminder, there are 2 school year calendars. The 12-month calendar is the one to go to as versus the single page calendar. It's the 12-month calendar that reads more easily and more readily. So just look at the 12-month calendar if you're looking for a better itemization of how the school year is running. So I think that's it for our slides.
Thank you very much. And again, we'll be sending these slides out after the meeting, along with the recording of this presentation. So you'll have the links that they have on these slides as well. So does anybody have any questions for the academic committee? Okay. Next, we have the Student Life Committee, and the chairs for that are Audrey and Maria.
Hi, everyone. We actually just came off of another meeting with our fantastic wing parents that we currently have. And I do have one real quick thing to ask the general group, that we hope that if you are interested, you will either email us at pacstulife@gmail.com in response, or put it in the chat. We have paired all of our fantastic wing parents with all of the equally fantastic RCs in our halls, but we do have 4 RCs that have been ghosted, sadly, which means that we have 4 RCs that don't have a parent associated with them. So I'm going to just read off very quickly these 4 wonderful RCs who would love to partner with one of you if your son or daughter is in their hall and has that RC as their RC. So we have Kristen in O2. She needs to have a wing parent. We have Jamie in O3, who would love to also partner with one of you fantastic parents as a wing parent. Ben in O5 is needing somebody for his hall and his wing. And Pooja in O6 also needs somebody. So if that is one of your students, RCs, and you want to join us as one of IMSA's coolest parents, we would love to have you. And you can respond in the chat, or you can send an email to pacstulife@gmail.com. And then every single student will have a wing parent covering them with fun and fantastic activities. So if you are interested, please do send us a quick email or note something in the chat, and we'll take note and get you all attached. And by wing parent, it means that you're just coming up with fun activities with the RCs and partnership with the RCs to support our students in any way that you can, in the way that we are being virtual. So we would love to have you. The only other thing I had to say is that we are also, the wing parents are getting to know their RCs, and they're starting to email each other and come up with fantastic ideas. So we look forward to some amazing collaborations and projects that we see them doing because they are, like we said, it's IMSA's coolest parents. We also want to tell you about a really fun activity that we are doing jointly with Friday Fest. We are creating an IMSA cookbook, and in that cookbook, we will hopefully have gathered from all of you and others in the IMSA parent community, the wing parent community, and the Friday Fest community, of the recipes that are done at wing parent or wing nights, and as well as the recipes and wonderful meals that are provided for Friday Fest. So if you are interested, we'll be sending out in the Student Life newsletter and also by email a call for recipes so that we can create a cookbook that we hope to get out at some point in February. So if you're interested, it will be a virtual cookbook, so it'll just be a PDF. And we are very excited to be working with Friday Fest to create this cookbook. We're also going to have a little addendum at the end to collate all of the wonderful recipes from the turkey gobbler extravaganza that are has happened this past week. And so that they can have those recipes as well, the ones that they did on the activity. So I believe that is everything for the Student Life Committee. Again, we'd be thrilled to invite any parents who want to be a part of our Wing Parent program, and specifically for those 4 wings that we mentioned. I will stick that in the chat too, in case you didn't hear which parents or which RCs are in need of a parent. I think that's everything.
Thank you, Maria and Audrey. And yes, it was a very good meeting this morning.
Thanks.
Okay, next we have Hospitality Committee with Svetlana and Danica. Well, Svetlana and Danica don't have any updates for right now because we aren't in person yet. So they will be helping out Student Life and Friday Fest in the meantime. And I encourage you, any of you that are on the Hospitality Committee, if you would like to help out any of the other committees in the meantime until there is a need for the Hospitality Committee, please feel free to reach out to us and we will get you connected with them. Next, we have Friday Fest, and the co-chairs are Robin, Gabriella, and Missy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Robin. You can go to the next slide. Hi, okay, so our update is last month we held an info session presentation for sophomore parents who had expressed interest back in the summer regarding Friday Fest. And we delivered 2 presentations. The presentations were exactly the same and they were very well received. It was, the slide deck is available and I'm gonna put it in the chat box. The one thing I do want to say is that it is a long slide deck. So I don't recommend that you look at it during this meeting. Please, just pull it up on your screen so you have it. And then maybe after the meeting, you can take a look at it or you can download it. So I will load that up in the chat in a moment. This month, we are asking any parents interested in supporting Friday Fest efforts to attend our upcoming meeting on Tuesday, December 8th at 7 p.m. This meeting will be via Zoom. I don't have yet an email out to the entire community. If you are someone I've communicated with recently via email, I'm going to send you the Zoom link directly. But if you would also like to attend that meeting, and I haven't been in communication with you in the last month, I'm going to put my email address in the chat as well. So just email me directly and I will make sure you get that Zoom link. So the focus of that meeting will be a little bit about talking about this joint project with the Wing Parent program. We're really excited about this. So, and you should look for more information about that program in this week's Student Affairs newsletter. I believe it comes out on Tuesday. So that should come out before our committee meeting on Tuesday evening. But the primary focus of our meeting on Tuesday is really going to be looking at remote options for second semester. And I'm not going to go into any detail here because we do have students on the line who are going to possibly be presenting and I don't want them to hear about what we're planning. If you'd like to come and help us explore 2 remote options, come visit us on Tuesday. And one of these options is interactive. So we actually need parents to join so we can test drive some software to see if we like it. So I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday evening and I will be popping the presentation and my email address into the chat. Thanks.
Thank you, Robin. As she said, there are some really cool ideas that both Student Life and Friday Fest are coming up with to help continue to make that connection with the students and families virtually. So please join their meeting on Tuesday. Next, we have the Senior Banquet Committee, and the co-chairs are Kathy Williams, Gabriela Lima, Katerina Kazukas, Nelsie Garcia, Ann Weber, and Tasneem Dorawala.
Good morning. So we don't have much of an update. In fact, this month, I'll be sending out an email to the committee. As you can see, we've got a lot of interest since the last meeting. So we're going to coordinate this as a team. And I'm excited that we have, in addition to Gabriella and Kat, who have been involved, we've got Nelsie Garcia and Weber, Tasneem Doriala, to be part of the group. So I'm excited about that. So we've got a good group to start out with. And again, as now we're at a point where things will start to ramp up in terms of making plans. It'd be great to have, again, any other volunteers that would like to be part of the team. We're still open. We are thinking out of the box. As you know, this is a fluid situation as to how we might be able to come together for the seniors in May and what type of venue and how this will work. So we're looking for any sort of ideas that we might be able to, think through this as we work through the situation. But for the most part, I'm excited that we have a good group here. And I should mention there is one other volunteer. I got an email out to her, so I think I will have another one shortly. So again, look out for an email from me, those on the committee, and we'll be pulling something together soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, and thanks to all the volunteers. Okay, next we have Transportation Committee. We have Abhijit and Prakhar and Jill Sigliana.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, we don't have much of an update here as well, other than just we are keeping an eye on all the IMSA communications to even understand whether we need to have any contract going to the bus service this year for the academic year. We're just waiting. Not much of a significant update. Thanks, Maria.
Okay, thank you, Abhijit. And next we have Technology Committee. We have Guy Lima and Jose Rodriguez.
Yes, no much updates on our side, but just to let people know about the website for the PAC at IMSA has been updated with all the contacts and all the committees, emails, IDs, and contact names. So in case people wants to connect, there is a good source for the contact list there. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Facebook group moderators.
Hi. Today there are 491, same as last month, but I did take on 2 additional moderators. That's Kyle and Danica. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. And between the 3 of them, they have representation of all the grade level sophomore, junior, and senior parents. So if you are not part of the Facebook group yet, here's the link. And just know that there'll be a couple questions to answer when you are requesting to join the group, and they'll be checking the answers against the current IMSA Power School directory, just to confirm that you are indeed the parent of a current IMSA student. And we do encourage conversation in that group as well. Next, we will be covering the regional representatives. So, Kathy?
Yes, hi. As I mentioned earlier, that we did meet after the last PAC meeting. We're coming up with ideas as to how to meet in a safe and fun way. I should also mention, in addition to that, Brittany Walker sent me an email and has some ideas for the regional rep. So at our next meeting, I'm going to try to invite her as well, so we can all come up with doing something fun and safe. And it'd be great. I think she's got some pretty good ideas for the regional rep group. We can't meet today because I got a Zoom wedding to attend, but I'm hoping to then reschedule our meeting that we would normally have after our PAC meeting hopefully this week to be able to come together and come up with some ideas for working with our different regions.
Thank you, Kathy. And as you can see from this slide, it's actually Region 2, Region 4, and Region 7 that are still meeting some regional representatives. Correct, Kathy?
That's correct. And for the ones that are open, I'm going to be working with those regions as well until we do get someone. I did get a couple of emails on, I think it was Region 4 that I might be, I might have some interest. So I need to reach out to them, and hopefully, you know, as we move through the year, we'll still continue to get more interest. Oh, and I'm sorry, I think Missy Graff was on Region 7 for this year. That she's going to help out for this year, so we should add her to the slide. That was my mistake.
Thank you to all the regional representatives that have volunteered so far. And if you are interested in any of the open regions, or if you would like to help out in any of the regions that already have regional representatives, as you can see, we do welcome multiple representatives per region. So feel free to email the IMSAPAC@gmail.com. Thanks again, Kathy. Next, we have an update from the College and Academic Counseling Department, and Julia Houston is going to give us an update. Julia?
All right. Thank you very much, Maria. Good morning, everybody. Maria is going to put a slide, right? Oh, okay, very good. So let's just go one by one then. So the webinars, you can see they're already posted. I already posted a couple of webinars from November and actually one from last Wednesday. And we have a couple upcoming webinars. Mine will be on Tuesday, on Tuesday at 5 p.m. and it's College Admission 101. It's a webinar for all junior parents. And then how to choose a college you can afford also will be a webinar for junior parents, and Sue Spulde will deliver that in January. Meetings. So we met with all of our juniors already for the initial college selection meetings last Thursday and yesterday and Friday. Parents will receive a very, very comprehensive letter on the college selection process on Monday from me. So be on the lookout for that email. It's going to come via Naviance as always. Parents do have a homework assignment before we begin the college selection process for our class of 2022. And the homework assignment is for them to complete a parent questionnaire, which is in Naviance in shared files. So in my letter, I said it specifically that if you are not registered yet to use Naviance, you need to reach out to your student's CAC. So you're registered so you can access the shared files and you can submit that parent questionnaire. We must have the parent questionnaire before we meet with every single junior for a family college conference. We already met with sophomores on November 30th, which was Monday, and walked them through the course selection process at IMSA. So we taught them how to read course catalog, how to fill out their 3-year plan. They're supposed to start working on it. However, the course selection process actually will begin in February. So it's not, we have 1 month or so, couple of months to go. And then we're going to meet with sophomores again this coming Monday. And on Monday, we will register all sophomores to use Naviance. And we have 17 upperclassmen who are going to help us to do that process. So we usually ask upperclassmen to join us. And I thought it's going to be a little bit more difficult this year than usual. On the contrary, we have more upperclassmen interested in helping us than ever before. So I'm very, very excited about that. So I'm going to meet with my sophomores, for instance, at 3 upperclassmen. And so the upperclassmen then will walk sophomores through the various features of Naviance. And then on Wednesday, I will send an invitation to all sophomore parents to register on Naviance, to register to use Naviance. So each email will be, Naviance is going to send individual emails to sophomore parents because each email is going to contain a Naviance registration code. So it's not going to be just like a massive email. I'm going to send one big email to sophomore parents telling them that the other email is coming. So that's our work in terms of meetings and testing. And then finally, the last slide, it's all about the college admission decisions. And I have nothing to report yet because the decisions will be coming this following week and week after. However, I will have some numbers for you during our January meeting. What senior parents need to keep in mind that we will be sending first semester grades for all seniors, regardless if they applied already or if they're applying, to all common application schools. So just a part of the college admission process. And in addition to that, we will send first semester grades to MIT, Georgetown. So those two schools are not common application schools, but still require first semester grades, and 4 military academies. But I will send a detailed email to parents and seniors about that as well in December. So parents of seniors, don't worry, don't need to memorize anything. There will be more information coming from my office. Does anybody have any questions?
I
Very
have a
good.
question.
Sure.
I'm a sophomore parent and I missed the course selection meeting. Was that recorded?
No, the meeting was for sophomore students.
Oh, okay.
So it's not for parents. I will hold a webinar in February for parents on course selection on how to help your child choose IMSA courses. So you haven't missed anything. It's coming yet.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, I
Yes.
actually have a question as well. If I have a student that was on medical leave and has missed the meeting,
Yes,
there
your
someone-
student needs to, yes, your student needs to reach out to your student's CAC, and then your student's CAC will meet with your student individually.
individually once
Yes.
they're back from
Mhm.
leave.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Of
Sorry,
course.
everybody.
No, of course.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, thank you very much, everybody. Happy holidays, happy winter break, and then I will see everybody in January, and I will give a little bit more comprehensive report on all of our early admission results.
Thank you, Yulia. And as you can see here, this is the link to the CAC part of the website, and that's where the links to the webinars, resources for course information and selection, and the college prep planning process, financial aid information is all on there. So there's a lot on there. And I just wanted to share a tip that was given to us by a parent of an upperclassman before our oldest son was a senior at IMSA, which proved valuable, is give yourself time to fill out that parent questionnaire that she talked about that comes out in Navient. So definitely not one that you want to do just last minute. So give yourself some time to fill that out.
Well,
Okay,
thank you
thanks
so
again.
much, Maria. Thank you so much for the endorsement. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. The other endorsement is IMSA does a fantastic job of doing a lot more when it comes to the college planning process than you may see at other high schools. So thank you for that. So next we have updates from Student Council. Sam Pranav, who is our representative, is actually not able to join us today because he is sitting for the SAT. So he has shared information with us. So basically, the PAC is going to be donating $354 to help Student Council purchase coffee, soups, and cookies for their fundraiser. So Student Council has approached us, and we've been talking to Student Council about different ways that we can partner with them. And so they actually have an opportunity to partner with Enduro Coffee in Aurora to sell coffee packs. So they will be hosting a fundraiser, I think, in the next month, and they will send out the information for that. And the profits will go towards making up for the loss of their homecoming fundraiser, which usually helps pay for club and activity programming for the year. So we are excited for them for that opportunity. And this is a link to the Student Council website. So if you want to find out more information about Student Council and what they are doing, please visit their website. And next, I'd like to welcome Jalen Abdullah from CAB. He's the CAB director. Jalen.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, as Kanye West once said, good morning. So a lot of like small updates, but it's a bunch. So first of all, yeah, the Turkey Gobbler Extravaganza went amazing. Thank you so much for all the parents who participated, and then just to like encourage the kids to go, because it was one of CAB's most favorite event, and also it was a pretty unique event. So I'm very happy how it turned out. Second thing is that starting on December 1st was the first day of 12 days with CAB, which is pretty much just counting down the finals weekend where students can just relax, de-stress a whole bunch of events. Some events we threw was on the first, I uploaded a funny video, just encouraging people to participate. On the second, we had painting with Bob Ross event that students can just join and watch Bob Ross paint, or if they wanted to, they can get involved. On the third, we had a pretty much like guess that song and then just ranking Christmas music. So that was pretty fun. Yesterday and Friday, it was Furry Friend Friday, where students can join in with their pets and just record themselves, just like, oh, this is my dog. I know I was talking about my Labrador. I was like, hey, this is Baker. He's a rescue dog. And, students are just there, just like, check out the pets and stuff. So that was pretty fun. For the fifth day with CAB from 6 to 7, we're going to be having a little karaoke night. So parents can come in too if they want, but it was email sounds to the students where they can just join in. We'll put like karaoke lyrics on the screen, and then, we just all karaoke along. In addition to that, talking about singing, CAB has also decided that if you don't know yet, your student probably participates in Titan Crew, which is just a small thing on Monday and Friday from 11 to 11:35, where they can join, and then they'll talk about how school's going and everything. So CAB decided to take that time to actually join in and do a little Christmas caroling. So currently we already visited about 8 Titan Crews, and all of the responses were pretty ecstatic, right? It's pretty hard to carol over Zoom, especially accounting for like Zoom lag and everything, but it was just nice seeing all the teachers smile and all the students just happy and joyful. So that was pretty fun. A lot of teachers also signed up. So our next caroling sessions will actually go on Monday and then on Friday as well. So keep that in mind. Some events for next week, if you want to, let your student know, is that we're going to have a gingerbread contest on the next Saturday. So if you want to join with your student and just decorate gingerbread house, they can. A form was sent out. So if your student did fill that out, you should be getting a gingerbread kit soon. So just keep an eye out for that. Don't freak out if you get a random package from IMSA. That just probably means your student signed up for gingerbread decorating contest, and you can just participate on the 12th from 6 to 7. Some other events during the week, we have kind of like a scavenger hunt that will be going on. In addition to that, we'll just be having a Christmas movie night where Film Society and then Core would be hosting it. So that's amazing. And then, just a whole bunch of cool events counting down to finals weekend. And then in addition to that, CAB is setting up a more like set schedule so that we can attend PAC meetings with different members. So that is pretty much just CAB updates. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to join this meeting, and good job to everyone who's involved on PAC.
Thank you, Jalen, and thank you for everything that you're doing for our students. Does anybody have any questions for Jalen right now regarding CAB? Well, we are very glad that you are joining us and giving us these updates. And we can't wait to see all the fun things with singing and gingerbread making and everything else that you've got lined up for our kids. So if anybody wants to find out more information about CAB, this is their website. And thanks again, Jalen. So next, I invite Katie Berger to give us updates from IMSA Student Affairs Department. Katie?
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. As always, our last meeting of 2020. As you all hopefully are aware and saw via email, our Board of Trustees met on November 18th and announced in conjunction with Dr. Torres, the decision that IMSA will begin the spring semester in distance learning. Obviously, that creates a lot of mixed emotions for all members of the IMSA community, and I want to acknowledge that that information was released. You all should have received an email on Thursday, November 19th, all students and parents with the full repopulation plan. That is the plan that we will use when we get the thumbs up that we are able to begin bringing students back to campus for in-person learning. So if you have not already done so, please review the video message from Dr. Torres enclosed in that email and the repopulation plan, and let me know if you have any questions about that. Next week is the last full week of classes, and I'm joined today by a colleague from the principal's office, and I'm sure he'll talk a little bit more about that. So as we are kind of looking ahead to the last week of classes and then the following week having a few days of finals, talk to your students about what their schedule is looking like for the next week and a half. Not all students will have finals during those finals days. Some students may have large assignments, projects, papers, even final assessments next week. And so make sure that you're talking to your student about what they have going on and about what they're doing to take care of themselves. We all know that self-care is incredibly important for everyone, including and most especially our young people, and that our students are prone to not get enough sleep and to this time of year not get outside enough. I have students all the time telling me that they forgot to eat or that they haven't had any water today. And so just those little things, those little conversations and questions that you are having with your student, and perhaps that good behavior that you're role modeling as well by getting up and stretching and moving, since we're all, or a lot of us are glued to our computer screen so often, is really important. Our students can be turned off by the idea of talking about self-care. And I want to encourage the conversation to be a little bit more of, hey, what did you have to eat today? When's the last time you got up and stretched? Have you gone outside today? Have you connected with any of your friends? Because those are great ways for you to check in without using that kind of self-care language that can sometimes create a little bit of frustration or resentment or eye rolls in our young people and in all of us these days, since it's become such a hot topic. I do want to also remind all of you and ask you to please share this message far and wide that IMSA has a student emergency relief fund that is available to support IMSA families. When I'm done chatting, because sometimes multitasking is challenging, I will put the link in the chat. We also continue to include it in every student affairs newsletter that we send out. The fund is available to provide real-time support and intervention financially to IMSA families. So this can be for things like utility bills, for rent or mortgage, for groceries. It's really based on what your need is. And as some of you know, we were able to receive some pretty substantial donations from alumni to support this fund. So there are funds available and they are for the IMSA community. So please, 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 if you have a need, don't be shy to submit. When the pandemic first began, we know where families were aware of this fund because we did a survey and most of you said, yep, I'm aware of it. You keep emailing us about it. And we had families that were applying for it. And if I'm being completely honest, I checked in earlier this week and we really are not seeing many families coming forward and expressing need. And it would be wonderful if all of our community had their needs being met. And based on what I'm seeing on the news and what I'm reading online, I'm just not sure that that's the case. So please make sure that you and other IMSA families are aware of the Student Emergency Relief Fund and are submitting those grant applications if that would be beneficial to your family. Paul, I may be stealing a little bit of your thunder. I apologize if I am. We're packing boxes next week. Y'all are going to get some more boxes with books for the spring and some other maybe little surprises. You're also going to receive a box to ship back the books from the fall. Some of those books need to be repurposed for the spring, okay? So what I'm going to ask of all of you parents who are here, when you get that box with all of your items for the spring and any other December items, please know that we are going to ask you to repurpose those materials and send books back for the spring. And we're really asking that you do this before the end of December. More details will be forthcoming on that, but I did want to put it on your radar now. I know the holidays are a busy, busy time for all of our students and families, but we are really relying on all of you to ship some materials back so that we have the opportunity to inventory them and then repurpose them for use in the spring. That's all that I have for right now. I will be on until 11. So if you have any questions, feel free to chat them to me or let me know. We can set up a time to meet.
Thank you very much, Katie. So in the interest of time, I'm going to leave the questions for the end of the call at the Q&A session, since we do have one more representative from IMSA who will be joining us. So again, as Katie mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Or if you'd like to wait until the end of the call, we will have a Q&A session. Next, I'd like to introduce from the principal's office, Paul Gasek. He is the Dean of the Student Support and Equity. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, Maria. Just a few updates. One, to reiterate what's been already talked about with Intersession, and thank you, Maria, for being part of the selection committee for that. We're very excited with the catalog of Intersession opportunities this year. We had an increase of 67% in programming from last year. And while we would all love to be in person and have the opportunity for all the hands-on learning that would traditionally take place in Intersession, we thought this would provide an opportunity. One silver lining of the remote and distance learning in this intercession is that we could invite additional sponsors to participate this year that we might not otherwise get, for alumni, for example, who might be across the country and who couldn't be physically present for intercession can now join remotely and offer different opportunities. And we saw that an increase. So we have over 44 parents and alumni who are participating this year in different intercession opportunities. And so we're very excited for the catalog. And as was already mentioned, almost all students have already sent in their selections. So we'll be working next week, the principal's office, to start trying to finalize that schedule and finalize the student selections. So we're very excited about how that has turned out. Two sort of big picture overview questions or overview thoughts from the principal's office is, as we've all been talking about, parents, students, staff, faculty, the just continually trying to be agile during this distance learning environment and how we can be supportive of students and trying to continually take the pulse of how students are doing, what supports they need, how we in the principal's office need to be making adjustments in order to support faculty and students so that students can reach optimal learning outcomes while still being successful in their courses. And so that is something that we're regularly doing. The principal's office and faculty meet almost weekly to continue discussions around different initiatives and how we can be supportive of students, how we can mitigate workload, how we can reduce stress, how we can integrate additional support initiatives. And that's something that I also work very closely with Yulia and the CACs and other team members to be able to figure out how we can be supportive of our students. So there's no specific item there other than to say that we're continually looking at that. And Katie Berger and I were both in meetings this past week where we were talking principal's office and student affairs about how we can be more intentional in reviewing students' progress and success at the end of the semester this year in light of all that's been going on. So we continue to be very sensitive to that and making sure that we're supporting our students as best we possibly can. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, Paul. So our upcoming PAC meeting dates are listed here. And again, we will be sending out information as we get closer to those meeting dates. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, please feel free to email us at theinfopac@gmail.com. And also visit our website where we have more information about the PAC, along with a complete contact list, and our bylaws are on there as well. So next, I'd like to open it up to any questions. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? Feel free to unmute yourself. Or if there's leadership team, if there's anything that you see in the chat that's worth mentioning, please let us know. Okay. So I did see a question about the yearbook pictures. So Katie, I know you answered that question. Would you mind just answering it for everybody else in case they didn't see it in the chat?
Yes, absolutely. So you all are getting some emails about the yearbook and submitting photos for the yearbook. Typically, we are taking photos of your students that are used for their student ID and also used within the yearbook. This year, since we are not on campus, we've had to think a little bit creatively, and we explored some different solutions of having you all try to go to different places around the state to take photos. And ultimately, what we found to be the most reasonable, cost-effective, and simplest solution for everyone is to utilize a software package that's provided by Belfour, who is our yearbook provider, where you can actually upload photos of your students. We are asking that everyone upload a photo of your student, regardless of if you plan to purchase the yearbook or not. Similarly to what we've done in the past, we'll include photos of all of our students, whether you plan to purchase a yearbook or not. Joyce Demoniak, who is one of our wonderful faculty members in the Fine Arts Department, she has been our yearbook sponsor for the last couple of years and has done a phenomenal job really problem solving and advocating for ways for us to still create a really meaningful yearbook this year without us being in person and on campus. And so she would be a great person to ask any additional questions to regarding the yearbook, because she will have all of the details. And if you have a concern or a challenge that she's probably thought through it, honestly, she's phenomenal. But if she hasn't, it would be a great thing to put on her radar. And I did include her email address in the chat.
Thank you very much. And Paul, what is the best contact email if they do have questions on some of the information that you shared today?
Sure. So if you have questions specific to intersection, feel free to contact Ms. Janine Hines in the principal's office at jhines@imsa.edu. Janine and I are working closely on the entirety of intersection, so she'll be able to respond quickly to any questions you have. And if there's anything that needs a more detailed response or is a question that we haven't considered previously, then Janine and I collaborate on those responses. So feel free to send anything to her. If you have any questions generally about student support or principal's office questions or academics, you can feel free to send those to me. And if I'm not the correct person to answer your question, then I can easily redistribute it to the other people in the principal's office who will be able to respond to you. So I'll put both of those emails in the chat. So if anybody has any questions, you can send those over.
Thank you very much, Paul. And then one thing I did also see in the chat was Jalen shared that if your student did not sign up for Gingerbread House Night, next Saturday you can always join and stop by Five Below to get a kit for yourself. So great suggestion there. Can't wait to see what creations everybody comes up with. So do we have any other questions? Okay. So with that, I'm going to introduce our speaker for this month. And our speaker series for this month, we have Grant Bell, who is IMSA's Maker Coordinator for IMSA's Makerspace in Intu. So welcome, Grant.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here today. Maria, am I able to get sharing screen permissions?
Yes, let me just make you a co-host real quick. And Grant, I'm having an issue seeing your, oh, there you are. Okay. Okay. You should be good to go, Grant.
That's perfect. Share this in. And share. Perfect. Can everybody see this now? Is it presenting it? There we go. All right, so welcome everyone. I know we'll get through this quickly, hopefully answer any questions that you have. And I also only just noticed this morning that I'm still using the old IMSA branding. Just got to bring back the stairs. They're still good. My name is Grant Bell. I'm the Makerspace Manager at IMSA in our Center for Innovation and Inquiry in the Makerspace. A little bit of information about me real quick. You can read through that. Born and raised in Minnesota. I went to school at Augustana College. I've done some master's level work in environmental education. And then starting in 2017, I was an RC at IMSA. So I've already been at IMSA for a couple of years in 1505 D wing, best wing on campus. Since then, I've moved on to being the Makerspace Manager from 2019-ish. I helped cover for a few months before they officially brought me in the first January, February of 2020 this year. I also help out with the cross country and track teams, as well as Science Olympiad and both of our robotics teams on campus. And those robotics teams also utilize our Makerspace a lot as well. I'm gonna play y'all a quick video here. This is just kind of our intro to the Center for Innovation and Inquiry, if y'all are unfamiliar. So. Yeah, so that's actually a video that we had made up this past summer by an IMSA student to really help us showcase and introduce some of the things we have at the Center for Innovation and Inquiry. And one of those things is the makerspace. In the makerspace, sorry, one sec. My cat likes to cause troubles. So in the makerspace, we have a lot of equipment and software that students are able to use whenever we're on campus. It's a little difficult now off campus, but a lot of this is still accessible to them through me. Sometimes when I get on campus, I can print off different things for them or utilize some of this equipment. So I've just listed some of it here. We have 3D printers and 3D pens, as well as resin printers that can get a little bit more fine detail. We do have vinyl cutters that the students love to utilize to make their own custom stickers, put them on their laptops, water bottles, what have you. We also have an easel desktop CNC for some, we're working on pieces of wood or small metal, even designing PCB or circuit boards. Some students can utilize that as well. And we do also, although it's not very heavily used, we have a 3D scanner as well that you'd be able to put an item on the turntable and scan it and make a 3D model of it. We had a student utilize that to make a 3D model of the first pumpkin that he had ever grown. And so then he 3D printed an exact model of the pumpkin that he grew. He was very proud of that. We also have tons and tons and tons of prototyping supplies, which range from your household objects up to those electronics and electrical components, Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, for students to make their own electronic components and be able to make their own machines. It's incredible what some of these students can come up with. We also have foam cutters, Dremel tools, your standard art supplies to help design things as well. And all of this is heavily utilized by students. They love getting in there and doing this, whether it's for their own personal gain or they're working with a business or classwork, all of these things, and students love this stuff. So some of the programs that we've done both on and off campus this fall, unfortunately, it's all been off campus. And we've done this virtually. Quite a few students have participated. We had an electronics program that is still ongoing. Actually, it meets every few weeks, teaching people about different electrical situations and components and how they can really gain that electrical mindset that's sometimes very difficult to get into. We had programming on CAD or computer aided design, as well as 3D printing, learning how to use software and design parts. And that was actually taught by Robin's son, Kyle. So he's a great resource for that as well. And then we just recently had our Silhouette Cameo and Silhouette Studio, and those are our vinyl cutters, our sticker design software and cutters. And with each of these, with those 3D printing and with the sticker design programs, students were able to participate in those, learn how to utilize the software, and then if they've designed something that they wanted printed or cut out as a sticker, they've been able to send me those files. And whenever I get the chance to get into IMSA and utilize the 3D printer and the Silhouette Cameo, I will print out or cut out those stickers and designs, and we'll actually get those mailed out to them as well. So not printing anything huge. They're not, not printing a house or anything. But they do get to design some cool little things or some nice small stickers that we can just mail out in an envelope to them. And so hopefully more and more people will be utilizing that as we move forward. Coming up, hopefully later in December, and may get pushed into January, we'll be having introduction to CNC manufacturing. And so CNC is computer numerical software and machines that is more subtractive instead of additive manufacturing. So it's actually just taking things away from a chunk of wood, or you hear things being CNC'd out of a billet of aluminum. That's what that means. It starts with one big block of something and it takes away what you don't want and keeps the remaining to be your final project. And so hopefully we'll be talking about the software and being able to utilize some of the CNC machines that IMSA has later this month, possibly into January. We'll keep y'all posted. We do use tons of free software. Everything I've listed here is free, and we'll be able to share this slideshow with y'all as well if you want. I'll get it to Maria so she can send that out to everybody. But so for 3D printing, these are some softwares that I recommend and that I use all the time. Up Studio is fantastic. It's specific to 2 or 3 of our 3D printers, but they are the 2 or 3 that we utilize most often. So I recommend that. If you don't know what you want to make, but you know you want to make something, Thingiverse is a fantastic place to come up with some ideas for more 3D printing designs. And then everybody knows Pinterest just has great ideas. You can type in, whatever you want, cars, outdoors, and you'll come up with a million different ideas. For our sticker machines, we do use Silhouette Studio, which is free on their website. For our CNC software, on our tabletop one, in the actual makerspace, we use Inventables with an easel. And that's just a fantastic, super simple, really intuitive software, walks you through every step. So it's a great beginner or just continuing CNC software. And then CAD software to design things. Tinkercad is free and online. It's a very great thing to make very nice, simple and small objects. SolidWorks and Fusion 360 still free, but you download them onto your computer. And they can get a little more advanced and get you more specific and detail oriented parts as well. And all of these are free. I highly encourage everybody to utilize them, try them out, download them. If you don't like them, get rid of them, but you have nothing to lose. You didn't pay for anything. It's just nice to explore and see a few things. Some of our projects, I've got projects and examples here, a few of them. This picture is actually a spaceship that was designed by one of our students. And it's hard to tell the scale in here, but this spaceship is actually about 3.5, 4 feet long. And so you can see there's a few different seams along the spaceship where he had to print it in multiple pieces and then glue it all together. And so he'll still be painting that and making it just fantastic. So he's been working very hard on this for most of the last year. We also had, and unfortunately I didn't have pictures of these, we printed a scale model of the Cathedral of Notre Dame. That was only about 5 inches long and about 3 inches tall, but it took upwards of 80 hours because of how detailed it was. You could see the rose window on the front of it. You could see in all the doors and the windows. It was very, very precise and detailed. We had Settler of Catan tiles. It's a board game, very fun game. Highly encourage everybody to play it. It's great. But those are just nice small 3-inch hexagonal tiles that had a bit more detail on them. Those took 16 to 20 hours depending on the part. One of the teachers at IMSA before we left for this extended COVID away from campus time, I helped her design, and we printed out a Chladni plate holder, which a Chladni plate is, they use it in physics. It's a small metal plate that you put sand on, and then it's placed on top of a speaker. When the speaker vibrates at a certain resonance, it creates patterns in the sand. It's a very cool thing to see also. So I recommend everybody go YouTube that as well. That was a pretty simple piece. So that was fairly large, 4 or 5 inches, and only took a couple hours to print. We've also had other teachers and students that just love tabletop gaming, Dungeons and Dragons and other games. And they'll print small game pieces, just a few inches, that they can print very quickly in just a matter of minutes, or several hours. So it's lots of variance in how long things take and what people can do. But everything is fantastic that these students and faculty and staff come up with. This is actually, oops, there we go. This actually was not made at our IMSA makerspace. It was actually made at the Aurora Public Library makerspace. This is a Settlers of Catan board that I designed and made, and actually gave to some friends as a wedding gift, since we all love to play. But this, to design it took a little bit longer, but to actually use a laser cutter, which IMSA does not have yet, fingers crossed, we should be getting one soon, hopefully. But to utilize the laser cutter, it took a matter of 20, 30 minutes to cut this out of thin plywood. That's a nice wooden set of Settlers of Catan. The robber, which is the small game piece here in the middle, I did print that at IMSA and then hand painted that all as well. So that's just an inch or two tall. That's all my examples that I have. Hopefully we have more programs coming soon. And that's, I would love to have people participate in things. Any of our programs should be open to the entire IMSA community as well as family and friends. We love seeing people outside of the IMSA community showing up and learning things. That's what we're here for, and that's what we want to help y'all out with. So we'll be sure to keep y'all posted of future events that we're doing, and your students should be getting posted whether through IMSA Virtual Campus on Facebook or through their IMSA emails as well. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to learn more about, anything you want to mention? I don't know how to find my chat. How do I stop sharing too? I don't even know how to.
So Grant, is there a way to send out the offerings that you will have when you're offering workshops to the parents as well?
Yes, absolutely. I will, did I stop sharing? I don't know how to do this. There we go, stop sharing. Yes, I will absolutely be able to send that out. There should just be there's a parents-l email, right? I can just send that as well. Yes, and we definitely include some prerequisites, whatever software you need to already have downloaded to make it easiest for you. We try and include that as well. So yes, be on the lookout for emails. We'll try and keep in touch with y'all and make sure everybody has all the accessibility that they need.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Grant? Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us everything that Makerspace has to offer.
Of course.
And the different things that you're doing while everybody is virtual and offline. So thank you very much again. Okay. So before we close out the meeting for today, just wanted to give one last check to see if anybody has any questions that came up that we haven't answered so far. Okay, great. Well, I hope that all of you have a wonderful holiday, and I will be sending out, like I said, the recording of this meeting as well as some of the links that were shared in the chat and in the presentation. So thank you again to everyone who came here and attended, and also to everyone that presented today. So we really appreciate you sharing the information. And again, thank you to the leadership team, the PAC leadership team, for continuing to put together some really fun events and initiatives, and for all of the updates. So with that, thank you, everybody. Have a great December. Have a good holiday, and good luck to everybody and their kids on their finals and wrapping up this quarter.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.